Welcome to the world of duckbill law. The modern duty belt must be a stable and comfortable platform for the police officer's force continuum. The duckbill duty gear is far and above the best law enforcement platform on the market today. Our mission? Increase the productivity and health of police officers with comfort and stability.
The duty gear that you're carrying today is about 12 to 15 pounds, and it's all concentrated in the front of the body. And what we tend to think is it's bouncing around, it's up and down. And there's a lot of weight concentrated in the front of the body, so your body is hyperextended. So what's happening is to keep that 15 pounds and making sure it's not moving around, you're putting a lot of pressure on the belt. And what happens here, you're putting pressure on the left side and the left side of your body, the hips. So you have problems at the hips, have problems, musculoskeletal problems at the back, and you've got sciatic nerves that are related to that. Now, we all think that the problem is the weight, but it's not the weight. If you carry your child at the end of your arms, it's 5 pounds. In a while, it begins to be heavy, and as you bring your child towards you, he grabs you, it's still 5 pounds, but it's not as heavy. So the problem here is not the weight, the problem is how you carry the weight. So we're going to address that particular aspect of the weight, how we carry the weight, and not the weight itself.
Today's duty belt crosses over the lumbosacral plexus of the body. If the duty belt fails to carry the necessary weight comfortably and fails to conform to the officer's body frame, the sacral and lumbar nerves transmitted through the sciatic nerve generates continuous or near continuous pain and numbness. The officer will feel this in the lower back, in the thighs, lower legs, and feet. The external compression from an over-tightened gun belt and the contact stress from a bouncing gun belt cause reduced blood flow to the compressed area. Reduced blood flow to the spinal cord and increased pressure on the muscles, soft tissue are important predisposing factors to back injury. Combinations of poor belt design, pain, fatigue, and medicine contribute to drowsiness, delayed reaction time, improper progression of the use of force, increased workmen's compensation claims, and other effects. Chronic fatigue and acute back pain induced by a gun belt often require medication and are both avoidable.
Okay, let's take a look at the conventional duty belt. The conventional duty belt is a stiff environment. The inner belt is very stiff, and the outer belt is also very stiff, made of plastic, and both combination of the inner belt and the outer belt is a very stiff environment. Combined with the poor anchoring system, we've got a system that is creating all the problems that you have on the hips, the skeletal problem, and the sciatic nerve. So that's the part of the problem. Now, the anchoring system of your patrol belt is the way they anchored the modules, they just have a loop here, okay? And what happens, it slides on the belt. It slides on the belt from left to right. And what they tend to do is they chew up all the Velcro. So you've got another kind of loop here, and it chews up all the Velcro. One of the problem is that the anchoring system is very poor. Okay, what is the solution that Duckbill is proposing to the industry? We're going to go from a very rigid environment to a very flexible environment. We're going to be presenting an inner belt that is very, very flexible. I like this because there's not going to be any more pressure on the hips on the side, left side, the back side, and the sciatic nerve. So we're going to get away from these problems based on the fact that we have a very flexible environment. And we're going to add to this the different finishes that you're looking for. The nylon finish, the basket weave finish, the plain leather finish, and the high gloss finish.
The duckbill duty belt is built of multiple layers of 4,000-pound test web nylon, then covered with a layer of synthetic leather. The synthetic leather is a tough, resilient, and flexible material which is resistant to moisture and chemicals. Our patrol belts do not require a stiffener insert, so it is flexible in both the vertical and horizontal dimensions. The Velcro bond that is created using belts and modules around the full 360 degrees of the user's waist eliminates the keeper concept. Duckbill Law has dedicated over 5 years in research and development on its ergonomic belts and duty gears, for which it has obtained a patent in the US and Canada.
Now, how come the industry never thought of bringing flexibility to the environment? The reason was the holstered gun. The holstered gun needed rigidity. If you want to retrieve the gun, you've got 2-3 points of retention. You need rigidity from the belt to transfer to the holstered gun and make sure you can retrieve the gun. So what happens is, our challenge was, how are we going to bring that particular aspect of muscle memory and bring it to play and make sure we can retrieve the gun? So we're going to bring a flexible environment. So we patented this technology. We call it a clamshell docking system. The clamshell docking system will let you clamshell and dock the module onto the flexible belt. So we have here a cuff case. In the cuff case, we've got rigidity in the back. So what happens is, I'm going to bring rigidity to that flexible environment with the clamshell docking system. So what's happening here is I'm doing the clamshell to the docking system, and I'm making sure the module don't move around. I have Velcro on each of my module, and I end up with the holstered gun. Don't worry, the holstered gun is still yours. We're not changing this, but we're going to put a positioner, a padded positioner, and we're going to transfer the rigidity of that module to the belt. So what I have here is a combination of modules that are anchored to the belt. They don't move around. And what happens is, I can now take all my modules and just clamp them around my belt so they glue on, okay? What happens here, I've got control of my module. I know it's not moving around. And this brings what we call muscle memory. I can now have a stable platform, and I know exactly where they are, and they are there all the time. So I'm getting away from all the pressure from the stiff belt onto the side of your body, the back of the body, and I'm getting away from sciatic nerves. So now we're getting away from all the pain related to poor environments, and the pain means a lot of pills for a lot of people. So we're getting away from the pills. Days away from work are now down. It costs you at least $90,000 for 6 months of absence. And particularly, we have a 25-year career that will be a better career and more comfortable career for all our police officers. This is what Duckbill is all about and why we care about our police officers.
Visit us online at duckbilllaw.com.